Hi there, and welcome to Divine Resolution Tarot. My name is Chanel, and I am your reader every time you visit this channel. This reading is intended for twin flames who possess Scorpio anywhere in their chart. For the sake of clarity, I will be using the terms divine feminine and divine masculine, but you do not have to physically identify with feminine or masculine to be either or, because energy is energy, right? So assign it however you need to. Also, I'll be doing some more twin flame readings this month, so if you're interested in those, you can hit the subscribe button to be notified when those are uploaded. So Scorpio, I am looking at your past energy, and I was a little bit curious to know what happened, so I was looking down here. This has been a ride, right? There's been heartache, there's been passion, there's been bad decisions, there's been no decisions, right? Ultimately, Eight of Cups is at the bottom of our deck, so I feel like this has gotten you to a space where somebody is not getting with the program, and it may be time to do something different. Now, your masculine, for the people watching this, the feminine, they're coming through as being very different than the other masculines that I've read for. So this is a little bit interesting, because this is almost someone who, this to me kind of feels like for you feminine, that you are in a relationship very much alone when it comes to this twin flame connection. There's huge issues around maturity. There's a lot of issues around accountability. There's a lot of sneakiness and deception coming from this masculine energy here. They don't even understand like how their actions affect you. They have a lot of trouble with being emotionally intelligent or just all around maturity. Like, this is somebody who really does not have a very good idea of who they are. For you feminine, you're coming through with the High Priestess in the reverse for your past energy. I feel as though you have identified that your masculine is your masculine, but this is literally the energy of you waiting or making the decision to wait until they grow up. Like, this is literally what this says, is that you're like, okay, I know what this connection is, but maybe in 10 years, maybe when you have some more life experience, there's genuinely nothing I can do about you at this time, because the problem here is you're just not ready. You know, shared energy is justice in the reverse, and that's being clarified by deserted. So I feel like the feminine has really stepped back from this, because this masculine comes through as throwing temper tantrums, being hot and cold, loving you one minute, hating you the next, blaming you for things that are not your fault. There's no expectation of what his behavior should be. Basically, it's just kind of the understanding of like, if you're my person, then you're going to love me no matter what I do. And they just show a lot of bad behavior. A little bit spoiled, right? A little bit bratty is kind of what this looks like. Now, the blockage here is that this person, I would not even be surprised if they were a sex addict or a huge philanderer, because there's a lot of manipulation. This person kind of just does whatever they please. I don't think they even try to hide it, is kind of what's coming through here. For you feminine, I feel like you have tried to understand where this person is coming from. Maybe this person even reminds you of yourself. You might be older than them. And so when you look at your own life, you're like, you know what? I went through that phase. I did all that stuff. And I realized that no matter what people told me, I never would have listened. So I'm going to take the high road on this one, and I'm going to let you learn the hard way, right? Like, I'm letting you go through the school of knocks on your own, because I was just like you once, and I had to figure it out for myself. That's literally what this looks like to me. So feminine energy in the past, you're trying to manifest a new version of your partner, but in the meantime, you're keeping them at arm's length because you know this person is still kind of a tire fire and they are a liability to you, right? Now, moving into the present energy, we have the shared energy being the Ace of Swords with confinement. Some of you, your person really is going to spend a little bit of time in jail because they are quite reckless and a little bit entitled, and the world is not going to cater to them, right? I feel like this is somebody who is very used to people making concessions for their behavior. Well, in the grown-up world, that doesn't really happen, right? So, small amount of you, this actually is literal, where the person, you are finding out your person is in jail for something that they've done. For the majority of you, though, I feel as though you're both coming to some sort of clarity about the situation. Now, for you feminine, you may even be focusing on a new business venture and meeting somebody new at work. And that could be you deciding to completely cut this situation out of your life for a while in the romantic capacity, because I already see that this is something that you've started to create distance about, right? This could be you deciding to take your life in a whole different direction, because at this time, what the masculine is bringing to the table, I mean, if you look at these oracle cards, this is just kind of crazy. It's like flirtation, intimacy, lust in the reverse, secrets. Like, you're starting to feel like this is bogging you down so much. I think there was like a huge betrayal that came out because now we have indecision. And it's kind of like you've already decided to not give up entirely on this, but just be like, okay, you need to grow up. Like, until you're a grown up, the daycare is closed. Call me when you don't need me to spoon feed you, right? The facts of life. So I feel like for you feminine, you're like, okay, what do I do now? Right? This person, I feel like you're having the clarity to see at present that you feel like they're stuck. And that leaves you with a very big choice about, are you going to stay stuck with them, right? Because you're not even reaping the benefits of being stuck. It seems like you're not really having sex with this person. You're probably not really in communication with them. So do you insert someone new into your life, right? I feel like you're kind of playing it by ear. You're moving slowly in a way that your person could catch up with you if they chose to. But the person that you're dealing with can be so incredibly stubborn that I also feel like you're not holding your breath, right? Now, presently, your person's coming through as the Magician in the reverse. This can definitely talk about manipulation, but I feel like this is more of a like, boo-hoo, I can't do it. I can't do anything by myself, right? This is somebody who they could do it if they wanted to, but it's easier to put their hands up and pretend like they don't have answers so that other people will give them answers. This person may even be like the youngest sibling, right? Or the only child that's always coddled or enabled, right? So at present, this person kind of has this defeatist mentality of like, oh, I can't do anything, right? But they are starting to look at themselves, because I feel like this kind of snotty behavior has spoiled a lot of things for them in life, whether it's work, family situations, friendships, relationships. They're seeing that the door to this is closing, and it's almost the energy of like, no fair. That's no fair, right? Well, here's the thing. They know that they're kind of a pain in the ass, okay? They do this on purpose. They push people away. They act snotty and entitled because they know that turns people off, right? That's what they were trying to do to you, because deep down this person fears rejection. So it's easier if they make themselves incredibly unlovable or a major pain in the ass, right? And push everybody away before they can really get their hooks into them and fall in love with them and do all this stuff. And then suddenly they leave, right? This person has abandonment issues. So instead of like shutting people down, they try to turn them off. This person literally tries to make people hate them. This is kind of what they do, okay? Now, bottom of the deck is, I don't understand why you love me. This person, it's literally like, this, I don't even know. It's like if you catch a huge fish and then you get pulled into the ocean and you're just along for the ride. Like this person has taken you on one hell of a ride, right? Because they're trying to shake you is really what it is for you feminine, because they're afraid. They're afraid of this connection. They're afraid that you're going to leave. Okay. We also have, I'm tired of running. And I didn't realize what I had in the reverse. So this is coming to the realization like, okay, wait a minute now. Still not communicating it, but thinking about it because they feel like this is done. And it's probably because you women are doing a bit of dating, right? Now, blockage here is 10 of Swords and liaisons. So how do we check the bad behavior, right? We're having some real issues around the pain that this person is causing the feminine, right? Even if you understand where it's coming from, it's still painful to have happen to you, right? The person that you're dealing with gets triggered so quickly that they're very fast to sabotage something and hurt you. That's their go-to, right? So that's going to be a huge blockage to having communication that really can relieve the both of you from the confinement that you feel like you're in. Okay, this person has a little bit of self-loathing. The way that they treat people, that's how they feel about themselves. Okay, so this person has some emotional things that they need to figure out how to process so that their behavior is different. And that too is part of the blockage, is that somebody really hurt them at one point in their life and they can't find a way to get over it. So now they're taking it out on everyone else. And I feel like in this dynamic of the twins, the feminine has probably had a really difficult life and experienced some very similar things to what this masculine has experienced, so that you both understand one another. It allows you to be more patient with this. But up to what point, right? At what point do you say, okay, it's time for me to do something different, right? So I'm going to take a look at future energy. We're going to look at the situation, the blockage, feelings, actions, how each action will affect the other person, and the advice for how to deal with the blockage. If this is something you're interested in, you can stay tuned for the extended reading preview. And then there's also going to be a link down below in the description box so you can see how this will play out for the rest of September. Thank you so much for allowing me to read for you, and I will speak to you again soon, but you take care of yourselves. Bye. Now, future energy for you feminine is the Fool in the reverse. So I feel like this is a hard one because this person is kind of like this little stubborn man-child, right? And you get upset with him and he's frustrating, but at the same time, there's such a large part of you that just kind of wants to pull him close and be like, oh, come here, I know the world is mean, right? Because you see so much of yourself in this person and you wish that there would have been someone to do that to you back then. That's why you are each other's other half, is because you really get it, right? You get where they're coming from.